Just 2 months left. That is where most panic starts. Not because 2 months is short, but because your books are still closed. You look at the calendar, you look at the syllabus, and your brain does this weird thing where it just freezes. Not lazy, not stupid, frozen, because everything feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar things scare the brain. That tight feeling in your chest, the urge to scroll, the thought that says, I'll start tomorrow. That is not failure. That is fear. And fear does not go away with motivation. It goes away with familiarity. So if you are sitting here thinking, I have only 2 months left, I have not even opened the books, and I feel like I'm already behind, this video is for you. I am going to give you a system, not a perfect system, a system that works when you are already late. Because right now, efficiency matters more than idealism. Let's start where the panic actually begins. Most people panic before exams because everything feels equally hard. Every course feels heavy. Every chapter looks unfamiliar. When the brain sees too many unknowns at once, it shuts down. So the first job of this system is not learning. It is reducing fear. And that starts with planning. Sit down with your syllabus and sort your courses from hardest to easiest. And let me be honest with you. When I did this, everything felt hard too. So if you are thinking, I don't even know which one is easy, that is normal. Still, force a rough order, hardest to easiest, even if it is imperfect. Now here is where this system goes against what most productivity gurus tell you. You have probably heard the advice to eat the frog first. Do the hardest thing first. Get it out of the way. That advice works when you are disciplined and confident. It fails when you are scared. When you are already behind, starting with the hardest course often confirms your worst fear. You sit down, struggle immediately, and your brain decides, see, I knew it. This is impossible. So instead, you start with the easiest course or the one you secretly like the most. Not because it is optimal, because it builds momentum. After that, you go to the hardest course, then the second easiest, then the second hardest. You never stack two easy courses together. You never stack two hard courses together. This back and forth matters because it keeps your confidence from crashing and your effort from dropping. Once the courses are ordered, we assign time. Let's assume you have 7 weeks left and 6 major courses. Each course gets 1 week, not more, not less. This matters because unlimited time creates procrastination. Limited time creates focus. Now here's the part most people skip and later regret. If you are the kind of person who always breaks your own plans, do not make this schedule alone. Ask someone you respect to help you set it. A teacher, a professor, a mentor, even an older sibling who takes academics seriously. Sit with them. Show them your syllabus. Let them help you assign courses to weeks. Something strange happens when someone else helps set your schedule. You stop seeing it as a suggestion and start seeing it as a commitment. You are no longer negotiating with yourself every morning. If you are someone who genuinely follows plans you make, you can skip this step. But be honest with yourself. If past behavior says otherwise, get help here. This single step saves weeks of wasted time. Now that each course has a week, we go inside the course. Take that course's chapters and divide them into 2 groups. The chapters you somewhat know, and the chapters you do not know at all. The chapters you know go in the first half of the week. The unfamiliar chapters go in the second half. The last 2 days of the week are reserved for revision. No skipping that, ever. Revision is not optional. It is where learning turns into recall, and exams test recall, not exposure. Each chapter must be given a specific time slot, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you decide. And here's the rule most people hate but need the most. If you do not finish a chapter in its assigned time, you do not steal time from the next chapter. You move on. Why? Because perfection creates panic. Progress creates calm. You can always come back during revision. But if you let one chapter eat the entire day, the schedule collapses and your confidence goes with it. Consistency beats completion at this stage. Now let's talk about the daily routine, because chaos outside the books creates chaos inside the brain. Wake up at the same time every day. It does not have to be 5 a.m. It does not have to be aesthetic. It just has to be the same. When your wake-up time is consistent, your brain stops wasting energy adjusting every morning. That energy goes into studying instead. Wake up, stretch your body, take a shower, eat something. Nothing fancy, just enough to tell your brain the day has started, then sit down to study. When you open a chapter, do not start reading line by line. First, skim. Look at headings, subheadings, diagrams, bold words. Write down the important topics on a separate page. This does two things. It reduces overwhelm and it tells your brain what to look for. Then start learning those topics using multiple techniques: reading, explaining out loud, drawing rough diagrams, teaching an imaginary person, whatever works for you. Do not just read passively. Passive reading feels productive, but builds zero confidence. At the end of the week, during revision days, you must answer previous year's questions, not just read them, answer them. This is where many students avoid discomfort, and this is exactly where exam confidence is built. When you realize you can answer questions, even partially, panic starts to drop. Do not worry if you miss some chapters. That is expected. That is why the important and harder chapters were placed earlier in the week and earlier in the day. You protected them with your best energy. This is not about covering everything. It is about covering enough deeply. Follow this exact process for all courses. When 6 weeks are over, stop. Take one full day off. No studying, no guilt, no just one chapter. Your brain needs that break to consolidate what you have learned. This is not laziness. This is recovery. After that day off, you enter the final phase. Now you focus only on important questions and problem areas. Keep a notebook just for mistakes. Every time you get something wrong, write it there. Then fix it one by one. This turns weaknesses into predictable points instead of scary unknowns. When you walk into the exam hall, do not start with the hardest question. Start with what you know. Write confidently. Build momentum. Then move into the tougher questions with a calmer mind. This system does not make exams easy. It makes them familiar, and familiarity kills panic. If you follow this, you will not walk into exams hoping for miracles. You will walk in knowing you have shown up every day, even when it was uncomfortable. That is real confidence, not motivation, not last-minute adrenaline, just preparation. If this helped you, save it. Share it with someone who is panicking right now. And if you want a deeper breakdown of study techniques you can use inside this system, the link is in the description and pinned comment. 2 months is not too late, but only if you start today.